85% of men today are unaware of the subtle signs of emotional distance in a relationship. Many men are so absorbed in their daily routines that they miss clues that could save them heartache and wasted time. But here's the thing: knowing these signs is only half the battle. You also need the mental strength to face them head-on without hesitation. This isn't about creating paranoia or suspicion. It's about protecting yourself from investing in a relationship that's already drifting. Today, we're going beyond just spotting the signs. We're talking about developing the mindset of someone who doesn't get blindsided. We'll cover the key phrases that signal emotional distance, the psychological reasons behind these behaviors, and how to maintain control over your reactions. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped to handle each situation with confidence. Ready to take back your power? Type yes in the comments below, and let's dive right in. Number 1. The psychological truth behind emotional distance. It rarely starts with physical actions. It begins in the mind, subtly and gradually. What most people overlook is that emotional distancing is a process, not a sudden decision. It often starts with small steps: an innocent text, an inside joke with a coworker, or a long conversation with an old friend. The reason most men miss these early signs is that they're conditioned to dismiss subtle changes. Ignoring these early stages sets you up to be caught off guard. What's really happening? For many women, emotional distancing starts when they feel neglected or unfulfilled. They might start seeking connection elsewhere. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it's a reality check for men to recognize where things start slipping. Most men ignore these subtle signs until it's too late, hoping things will work themselves out. But hope isn't a strategy. It's time to recognize these patterns so you don't waste time and energy on a relationship that's already strained. Imagine this. You're caught up in your daily routine, work, gym, friends, when you start to notice that your partner seems different. Maybe she's on her phone more, or she's laughing at inside jokes that don't involve you. When you ask, she casually mentions, "Oh, it's just my coworker. He's funny." You trust her, so you shrug it off. But trust can sometimes blind you to underlying issues. Ignoring that gut feeling doesn't make it go away. If you sense something is off, don't ignore it. Don't accuse or panic, but be aware. Ask yourself, is she genuinely interested in connecting with me, or is her mind elsewhere? By paying attention to these small shifts, you start to regain control. You're not waiting to be caught off guard. You're staying sharp and recognizing patterns. Number 2, so-and-so understands me so well. This phrase might sound harmless, but it's actually a sign of emotional disconnection. When your partner starts mentioning someone else's understanding or support, it signals that there's an emotional gap in your relationship. Relationships thrive on connection, and if she starts seeking that connection outside of you, it's a growing issue. Picture this. You've been dating for a few years, and things feel routine. Suddenly, she talks about her coworker Dave more often. "Dave just gets me. He understands what I'm going through at work," she says. At first, it might sound like harmless venting, but if it's repeated, it indicates that she's forming an emotional bond that competes with yours. Don't ignore or brush it off. Stay composed, but take note. Ask yourself, am I investing in a relationship where my partner is finding connection elsewhere? Ignoring these signs doesn't save the relationship. It risks further damage. If your connection is strong, you'll be her primary confidant. If she's finding that connection with someone else, it's time to address it or reconsider the relationship. A calm, straightforward response such as, "I noticed you've mentioned Dave quite a bit. Is there something on your mind?" shows that you're perceptive and won't be sidelined. This is about self-respect. Don't let anyone compromise your peace or make you feel secondary to someone else. Number 3, it's just friends. The next phrase to watch out for is, it's just friends. Don't get it wrong. We all need friends, and having a social life outside of a relationship is healthy. However, just friends can quickly turn into a gray area when boundaries aren't respected. Unfortunately, the phrase "just friends" has become one of the most common excuses for emotional disconnection. Picture this. Your partner starts mentioning a new friend she spends time with, grabbing lunch, going to concerts, or texting late into the night. When you ask, she casually responds, "Oh, we're just friends. He's like a brother to me." Maybe you trust her at first, but over time, you notice subtle changes. She becomes more defensive when you ask about her plans, or she's laughing at inside jokes that don't include you. In this situation, many men fall into one of two traps: ignoring it and hoping it resolves on its own, or reacting out of jealousy, which often pushes her away. The key is to stay grounded and composed. Instead of reacting emotionally, observe her behavior closely. Is she more invested in these outings than she is with you? Does she prioritize this friend over your time together? These are signs to take note of. What should you do? Stay confident and don't let jealousy cloud your judgment. If she consistently prioritizes this friend, step back and let her actions reveal the truth. True confidence doesn't mean demanding answers. It means being perceptive enough to read the situation. Remember, a partner who values the relationship will be open about her friendships and won't hide things. If she's evasive or dismissive, it's a sign of deeper issues. Show through your actions that you won't settle for being second. This isn't about jealousy. It's about self-respect. Number 4, I need more space. The classic, "I need more space" can be a tricky phrase. Space in a relationship can be healthy, but when it's suddenly requested, it may signal emotional or physical distance. It's often a subtle way to test boundaries and gauge how much freedom she can take without resistance. Here's a common scenario. You're in a relationship that seems stable. Then suddenly she says, "I need more space to focus on myself." If this comes out of nowhere, it's worth taking a closer look. Maybe she starts reconnecting with old friends, picking up new hobbies that don't include you, or pulling away in small ways. While space itself isn't bad, an abrupt need for it can indicate deeper issues. Most men's initial response is to panic, feeling like they did something wrong. Resist the urge to panic or beg for answers. Give her the space she asks for, but make it clear that your self-respect comes first. Don't be the guy waiting anxiously for her to come back. Instead, use this time to focus on your own goals, fitness, career, or expanding your social life. This shows her that you have a fulfilling life beyond the relationship and reinforces your self-worth. Here's a practical move. Let her have her space, but don't put your life on hold. Start making plans and working on yourself, and let her wonder what you're up to. This isn't about playing games, it's about protecting your value. If she truly cares, she'll notice your independence and see that her request for space hasn't diminished your self-worth. If she doesn't return, it means her intentions were never aligned with yours. A woman who values a relationship won't test the limits of your patience unnecessarily. Stand firm and don't sacrifice your peace for someone unsure of their place in your life. Self-respect isn't about control, it's knowing when to step back. Number 5, I'm working late. This is a classic phrase that can be completely innocent, but when used frequently without transparency, it can raise concerns. Initially, it's understandable. Today's world is demanding and late nights happen. But if it becomes a pattern, paired with vague explanations, it's time to pay attention. Picture this. Your partner used to have a consistent work schedule with an occasional late night, but lately, work seems to be keeping her busy more than usual. You ask, and she responds, "You know how it is, just deadlines." While this might seem reasonable, pay attention to her actions when she comes home. Is she distant, uninterested, or glued to her phone? Even the busiest person can spare a few moments for someone they care about. If work consistently takes precedence and is coupled with a lack of transparency or changes in behavior, don't ignore it. Open communication is essential in any relationship, and patterns of avoidance or secrecy can signal deeper issues. If she's truly invested, she'll find ways to maintain that connection with you, regardless of how busy life gets. Unavailable, it's not just her job keeping her occupied, it's her shifting priorities. Pay attention to patterns. This isn't about confronting her over every small thing. It's about recognizing when things don't add up. If she's suddenly working late all the time, ask yourself whether this is typical behavior or something new. A trustworthy partner will respect you enough to communicate openly. If she becomes defensive or secretive, that's not on you, that's on her. Here's the bottom line. A partner who values the relationship will be transparent about her schedule and won't hide behind work. She'll communicate, reassure, and make time for you. Don't let yourself become the person who's left hanging, making excuses for her absence. Recognize when it's time to ask questions and, if necessary, set boundaries that protect your time and self-respect. Remember, her actions will tell you everything you need to know. Trust what you see, not just what you hear. Number 6. Maybe time apart will help. This is one of the hardest phrases for any partner to hear. When someone suggests a break, they're often signaling a desire to explore their options while keeping the safety net of the relationship. It's a way of keeping you on standby while they figure out what they really want. Imagine this scenario. Things have been tense, maybe there have been a few disagreements, and suddenly she says, "I think we need some time apart to figure things out." In most cases, a break isn't about fixing the relationship, it's about seeing what else is out there while keeping you as a fallback. It may be harsh, but it's often true. So, how do you respond? Let her have her break, but don't just wait around. If she wants time apart, give it to her fully. Don't text, don't call, and don't chase. Make it clear that while you respect her decision, you won't be waiting on her return. This isn't about playing games. It's about maintaining your dignity and setting boundaries. When a partner sees that you're willing to walk away, they're forced to face the reality of losing you. If she values you, she'll come back with renewed commitment. If she doesn't, then you've saved yourself time and heartache. You are not a backup plan. If she's not fully invested, it's better to know now. Stand firm, respect yourself, and don't let anyone make you feel like an option. Number 7. You deserve better than me. This phrase may sound like a compliment, but it's often a cover for guilt or uncertainty. When someone feels they're not fully committed or they're hiding something, they might frame it as an issue with their worthiness rather than their actions. It's a way of saying, "I'm not fully invested, but I don't want to be the one to end things." Think about it. Why would someone who values you suggest that you deserve better? If they truly cared about the relationship, they'd be working to make it better, not hinting that you should look elsewhere. This phrase is often a subtle exit strategy, a way to let go without taking responsibility. Don't let this guilt-driven statement shake your confidence. When you hear, "You deserve better," recognize it for what it is, a sign that they're not fully committed. Don't argue or try to convince them of their value. Instead, show them that you know your own worth. Respond with something like, "I know what I deserve, and I deserve someone who's fully committed." The key is not to get drawn into their self-doubt or guilt. Stay firm, stay grounded, And remember that you deserve someone who values and respects you. A high-value person knows their worth and won't settle for someone who's not fully invested. By standing your ground, you send a clear message that your self-worth is non-negotiable. Number 8. Non-verbal signs of emotional detachment. Sometimes the most telling signs aren't verbal. Body language, tone of voice, and subtle changes in behavior can speak volumes. When someone is emotionally checking out, you'll notice shifts in how they interact with you. Maybe they avoid eye contact, speak in a flat tone, or seem distracted. These aren't coincidences, they're signs of emotional distance. Think back to the last time you were together, and she seemed more interested in her phone than in the conversation. Or perhaps she used to lean in close when you talked, but now she sits back, crosses her arms, or avoids physical touch altogether. These aren't minor changes, they're signals that something has shifted. So, how do you handle this? Instead of confronting her over every little change, stay observant without giving away that you've noticed. Acknowledge the shifts internally, but don't let them shake your confidence. Actions often reveal intentions long before words do. If she's creating distance, don't rush to close the gap. Let her actions show where she stands. A high-value person doesn't chase affection or seek validation. If she's pulling away, show her that you're aware of the distance, but not desperate to fix it. This isn't about playing games. It's about maintaining self-respect. Let her see that you're secure, whether she's engaged or not. Your calm, collected reaction will speak louder than words. If she's genuinely committed, she'll close the gap herself. If not, you'll have gained clarity without needing to say a word. Number 9. Managing emotions without losing control. One of the biggest challenges when facing signs of potential betrayal is managing your emotions. Betrayal hurts, and it's natural to feel anger, insecurity, and frustration. But here's the reality: letting emotions control your reactions is a surefire way to lose power. A person who can't control their reactions is easy to manipulate and remains at the mercy of external circumstances. Let's be clear. Anger, jealousy, and insecurity are normal, especially when something feels wrong in a relationship. However, there is a key difference between average people and those who are confident and self-assured. Self-assured individuals feel these emotions, but don't let them dictate their actions. They don't allow temporary feelings to erode their sense of self-worth or peace of mind. Imagine you notice your partner distancing herself. Maybe she's spending more time with friends, or is vague about her plans. Your first instinct might be to confront her or demand answers, but reacting impulsively rarely brings the outcome you want. Instead, it can confirm any doubts she might have about your confidence, which could push her further away. Practice emotional discipline. Recognize jealousy or anger when it arises, but don't let it control you. Use it as a signal to refocus on yourself, on your goals, fitness, or financial growth. Emotions are energy, and you have the power to channel that energy to strengthen yourself instead of letting it weaken you. A person who controls their emotions cannot be easily shaken or manipulated. When you stay calm and composed, you send a powerful message. You're not dependent on anyone's validation for peace of mind. This kind of confidence is magnetic. By maintaining your composure, you regain control and see situations more clearly. If your partner is truly invested, your calm demeanor will make her reconsider jeopardizing what she has. If she's not invested, you'll have the clarity to make decisions without letting temporary emotions cloud your judgment. Remember, true power lies in self-control. Number 10. Building resilience and self-empowerment beyond infidelity. Every challenge, especially one as personal as infidelity, is an opportunity to build resilience. Life isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about how you face them and emerge stronger. Relationships can reveal red flags and painful truths, but these experiences can also be valuable lessons. They teach you what you need to work on, what's truly important, and, most importantly, they reveal your inner strength. Resilience isn't just about surviving. It's about using setbacks as fuel to become stronger and more self-aware. When you recognize red flags, face betrayal, or feel the pain of an ending relationship, it's time to double down on yourself. Use these experiences to sharpen your goals, clarify your values, and build the life you want. Don't waste energy on anger or resentment, as those emotions hold you back. Instead, channel your energy into growth and take control of your story. Imagine you're in a relationship that starts to feel uncertain. You're seeing red flags and feeling disappointment and hurt. Instead of letting that define you, ask yourself how this experience can make you stronger. Invest in personal development, whether it's fitness, advancing your career, or learning new skills. Let your partner see that you're not just someone who can handle setbacks, but someone who uses every experience to become stronger. Here's the truth. When you invest in yourself, you attract people who respect that strength. A person who knows their worth and grows through challenges commands respect. By focusing on self-empowerment, you remind yourself that your value doesn't depend on anyone's validation. That's resilience. That's true strength. When you embody that, you create a life built on confidence, independence, and self-respect. If you're facing red flags or dealing with the pain of betrayal, use it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Make a commitment to yourself that no matter what happens, you will continue to grow and live by your own standards. This isn't just about relationships. It's about becoming someone who can handle anything life throws with strength and dignity. Today, we covered everything: signs, red flags, phrases, and behaviors that reveal when a relationship may be slipping away. These truths are not easy, but they're essential for protecting yourself from wasted time, energy, and heartache. Remember, this is not about paranoia or constant suspicion. It's about awareness and self-respect. Recognizing red flags gives you the chance to take control of your life, set boundaries, and build relationships based on respect and commitment. Here's the most important takeaway. Your self-worth doesn't depend on anyone else's loyalty. You have the power to stand strong, walk away if necessary, and keep your standards high. Every relationship is a choice, and you deserve someone who values, respects, and is fully committed to you. Don't settle for anything less. If you found value in this content, support this channel by subscribing and joining our community of people committed to growth, strength, and self-respect. Your support helps us create more content that speaks the truth. Share your thoughts in the comments if these insights resonated with you, and if you're ready to put this knowledge into action. Commit to raising your standards and embracing your worth. Let me know if any further revisions are needed. Conclusion: navigating relationships can be challenging, and recognizing the signs of trouble is crucial to protecting your peace and well-being. Today, we discussed the key phrases, behaviors, and patterns that signal when a relationship may be slipping away. It's not about fostering suspicion or becoming overly cautious. It's about being aware, staying strong, and maintaining your self-respect. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship where you are valued, respected, and loved wholeheartedly. Your worth isn't defined by anyone else's commitment or actions. It comes from within. When you learn to recognize red flags and respond with resilience, you set the foundation for stronger, healthier relationships and a more confident, empowered version of yourself. Stand tall, set clear boundaries, and know when to step back. Whether you're facing betrayal or simply questioning the strength of a connection, Use these moments as opportunities for growth. Build the life you deserve, focus on your goals, and keep raising your standards. Your journey is your own, and you have the power to shape it with strength, dignity, and unwavering self-respect. If this content resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe for more insights that inspire growth and empower you to become the best version of yourself. Remember, you're not just worthy of love, you're worthy of the kind of love that uplifts and respects you. Stay strong, stay focused, and always know your value. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, take care and keep building the life that honors who you are.